feel free and just enjoy your life. We only get one life and it's pretty short.
Do you think it is easier to be happy now or 20 years ago?
I probably would say 20 years ago. There's too much pressure, especially on the younger ones right now. I would say 20 years ago.
And how do you think is the pressure different to what it was 20 years ago?
Well, there's so much technology, there's so much social media, and there's so much pressure that I think that right now it's very hard for people to remain without mental health problems.
Oh, interesting, because there's also more comparison instead of just like being your neighbor who is the comparison 20 years ago.
Right.
Interesting. Then, do you know what Gen Z is?
I do. I haven't had too much interaction with the Gen Z. I just retired, so most of my co-workers are probably the Gen Z now. But I haven't had a lot of interaction with them in that respect.
What do you think about the stereotype that Gen Z talks too much about mental health? A lot of people say they're too sensitive, triggered by everything. Some people say they feel that bad or like depression is rising because Gen Z is talking too much about it.
No, I think that they need to talk about it because that's the only way that other people know that they may need help. I think talking about it is a good thing. Excuse me.
No problem. And before we interviewed you, we interviewed a lot, like a group of Gen Z people. And one question was what they would like adults to know. And they told me that it's really hard for them to open up because adults like react very harshly sometimes.
Yes.
And they are hiding a lot of things. Now, my question to you, if you could go back to your younger self when you were 16, 14, 15, knowing what you know now, what is like one of the biggest advices that you would give your teenage self?
I think I would just go back and say that I need to be more open. But I have to admit that we're going back a lot of years now. Back then it was easier, I think, to talk to your parents because they had more time to listen. Right now, most parents are there's two people working in the family, and they're so busy that they don't, I think, give the children the attention that they need, and they don't listen to what's going on, or they don't react to what's going on.
Oh, interesting. You would tell your younger self to open up, but it was also easier for you back then to open up.
Yes.
And advice that you would give today's, I suppose maybe you also have children or not?
I have children and grandchildren.
Oh wow, you are a parent and you are a grandparent.
Right.
Then. And what advice would you give parents? For example, for a lot of parents, maybe they only have one child, both parents are working, but this one child is, for example, now in puberty, and a lot of hormonal changes happening, a lot is changing also with the world, with AI and everything else. It's normal for them to be scared, but what advice would you give parents so that it's easier for their teenage kids to open up?
I think you need to be open and talk to them and not pressure them. Just wait for them to kind of open up to you, but be receptive and listen to what they have to say, just in case there's an underlying message there. I know it's hard because truthfully I was an only child. And opening up sometimes was a little difficult because your parents are almost that much older than you are, that sometimes it's hard to open up because they are older and you think that they don't understand. But you also have to give them a chance to listen, to be receptive, to understand your feelings as well as their feelings.
Interesting. And now I would also like to have a piece of advice maybe for women. Self-love. Have you heard about self-love? It's all the trend right now. Self-love, self-care, solo trips, solo dates, dates yourself. A lot of women are changing maybe from having a relationship as the goal, as maybe what it was like maybe 30 years ago. You need to get married, you need to have children. Everything is changing.
Yes.
And
for the better.
For the better. What do you mean by that?
Well, I do a lot of solo trips. I travel all over the world by myself, and I don't feel the need to have a relationship in that respect. I have a lot of friends and I have male friends, but I don't want a deep relationship. I just want a friendship, and I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and I end up pretty much doing that.
Oh, interesting. So, what advice would you give like young women, especially like maybe 19, 20, 21 years old, where you're maybe single women who are lacking maybe the skills to build proper self-love and are trying to find that love in men. And a lot of maybe it's also not good for their mental health, causing them depression, causing them to just lose their self-confidence, their self-worth. What advice would you give somebody in general?
Well, I think first of all you have to be yourself, and you have to make things happen for you. You can't depend on anybody else. What they do is beyond your control. You can only control what you have. I'm not sure what kind of advice I would give, but you just have to not worry about it and don't feel pressured into getting into a relationship. And just feel free and just enjoy your life. We only get one life and it's pretty short. So you have to enjoy, especially women. I think it's a lot easier for men than it is for women not to have a relationship. They feel pressured because their friends have a relationship. But sometimes that's not always a good thing. Just be yourself and just take things as they come.
And one of the last questions is, because you have so much life experience and I can really tell that you seem at ease with yourself, I think it's very valuable to hear what you have to say about breakups. It's very easy to say, don't feel pressured, feel it at ease when everything is going well, but maybe when the one person who you thought you would build a future with goes away and everything breaks. What advice do you have for that girl that is all hopes crushed, all dreams crushed? She doesn't know what else to do.
Well, actually, that happened to me. So I think time is the best healer. You just have to depend on your friends, depend on your family, and just time. Time heals everything. It's not easy, trust me. It's very difficult to get over a relationship, especially a serious relationship. But again, you have to think what's best for you, and maybe the relationship wasn't right, who knows. But time
and friends
and family,
and just like trust the process, even if you're crying in the bathtub.
And it may take a while. I know it took me quite a few years to get over it, but gradually I was able to get back to myself and do things for myself, and now I don't regret it, but at the time it was really tough to do that.
Do you think, or how important do you think female friendships are for a woman in her life?
I think it's very important because you can talk to a female about a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to talk to a male about. I think females are very important.
Maintaining female friendships is also a priority.
Yes.
Then, do you have anything else you want to share? There are also a lot of young people watching this video. Anything you want to tell the world?
Well, I think they just have to just take life as it comes. You can't force things to happen. You just have to relax and be yourself and just enjoy life, because if you get pressured into doing things, you're just going to be miserable. Take care. Thank you.
You too.